What's up? This is Nak3d Eli, the mostly unclothed gamer, here with a legendary speedrun guide for Composer. There is a lot happening in this run, and unfortunately, we could not get the world record for you thanks to the current world record holder, Haas Joker. What happened?
He made his mission for me not to get a world record for these videos, and he succeeded. So, anyways, we're gonna start right off. Good job, Haas, and then we're just gonna jump in here. First, we're gonna kill that jackal. We can actually kill all those guys by just throwing a sticky detonator up there, but I got this video so long ago that we didn't have that yet. So, anyways, though, we just pop off the 3 first enemies there, push the button, make sure you kill the turret before he kills you, and then we're just gonna kind of wait here for some of these elites to drop out of this, because we are going to need 2 of their weapons. We are going to get the sword, which you can see on the left side that just dropped there. Depending on which one I get, not really sure. And then we also need this concussion rifle. Now, this concussion rifle is kind of the most important weapon in this run. This sword will be used only for 1 section. Now, we're going to take this, reload it, and then we're going to jump on kind of this engine fan thing, and quickly do this kind of difficult-ish, I almost failed it, but difficult-ish concussion jump, straight up sideways off the wall to get onto a rail to just skip kind of a climb up of the building.
Now, I want to mention that you also could have gone around to the right side and gone up the stairs, and there's a much easier concussion rifle jump up top that pretty much every other runner besides Joker does.
Yeah, I used to do trick jumping, so I love those kind of tough tricks. Anyways, though, now that we're here, you just saw we killed the hunters with the sword. On Legendary, even the sword one hits the hunters if you hit them in their soft, fleshy body. So.
And then what weapons did you pick up? You picked up the thruster pack?
Yeah, I have a thruster pack from before the hunter room, and then I picked up a sticky detonator, and we dropped the sword. We still have the concussion rifle, because we're going to see it now. So... anyways, we're going to exit out here, and there's going to be just a few guys just chilling, and kind of we got to listen to some dialogue, but we're actually going to do a trick here that is one of the kind of my favorite series of jumps in Halo 4. It's the reason why Composer is actually my favorite mission to run, is because of these jumps here. First, we're going to jump out of the map. You have to kind of concussion rifle upwards and forward at the same time.
Yeah, if you don't, you'll hit the ceiling, and then you'll just fall on down, and you have to wait here. Joker, what's the cue to sticky det this thing, and then where do you look to jump up here?
You can kind of stick it whenever you want, but the reason we stick there is we're going to kill a Marine, but you want to look at kind of that piece of wall there so you can actually hit something. You don't want to just shoot into the blindness. You want to actually hit the wall there. So, but if you saw, we concussion rifled upwards, and then we killed the Marine. That just allows the door to open faster. Kill the Marines. They're slow, and they hate you. So, anyways, though, as you saw, we kind of did these you're seeing a bunch of load zones and just kind of crazy jumps as it goes down, and they're really, really fast, so it's kind of hard to keep up with it. But
basically, it's just an invisible ceiling that you run around on top, and then there's a little hole that you saw Joker drop down in, because it's actually faster to run back inside the map. And then we're going to go through this section here and then go back outside the map, coming up right hizzle. He's going to look right down in this corner. As soon as he's got a little bit of shield, pop that concussion twice. If you have full shields, you can do it 3 times to guarantee it. Come on over here. And then this part's pretty particular. You have to hit the load zone waiting for this. And then as you hit this next load zone, when you're going up the middle of that section where you see it as a slight ascension, when it's going up, then you jump. If you miss that jump, then that segment will not load, and you'll have to go back to the beginning, and you'll notice that the previous section is despawned if you did it wrong, and you'll have to find this teeny tiny hole above like the top left corner of the door, or top right corner or something, and it's a pain and it wastes much time. So you wanna try to hit that first try.
Yeah, and you can get back into the map by just heading backwards a bit. Like Eli said, it's a bit hard to explain when you can't really see it. But
yeah, and this is the kind of mission that it's obviously extremely trick heavy. So Joker and I are doing our best to explain all the really advanced tactics, and you definitely can pull them off. You just need to practice. You need to try it. And don't assume that everything's going to work out perfectly on the first try, right? Rewatch the video, see exactly where we position ourselves, exactly when we use the thruster pack, when we grenade jump. You know, all the little details really matter on this mission.
Yeah, and a lot of these tricks look way more difficult than they actually are to pull off. The concussion jumps are sometimes difficult, but
well,
a lot of this
the first concussion jump's insane. But other than that, I'd say everything is very, very reasonable. It's just weird. It's like, it's unlike any other Halo mission, I feel, in its experience. And for that reason, I also enjoy running this mission just like Joker does. It's just really fun once you nail down the tricks and actually, you know where to jump and where to go.
Yeah, it looks really cool, and you do skip some pretty major chunks. And that very first set of concussion jumps, you can actually, instead of doing that, you can actually run through. You have to kill a few extra enemies, but you can actually run where you have to kind of do a little holdout fight with airlocks. Just go tap the door, and the next area will load up and the door will open anyway. So you don't have to do that first series. The second one, you will have to do, though. But anyways, now let's actually get back to where we are. We're actually on this Mantis section. We're actually just going to kill all the enemies, you know, as fast as we can. Now, how this section works, and this is kind of one of the reasons why I don't have the world record, is this is a very kind of heavy RNG part, plus kind of luck-based. The load zones and how the next wave of enemies come in is reliant on how many enemies are left alive. And once a certain amount of enemies are left alive, you have to not be getting shot by any other enemies and let your shields be recharging, and you'll see a checkpoint done. As soon as you get that, you'll get the dialogue for the next wave to come in. So it's kind of difficult, and it's kind of it's a lot, and it's very kind of luck based because it really is dependent on where enemies are. So,
damn, Joker, could have had that perfect string of 8 world records in a row, but Hawes literally told us, like, after the very first video we uploaded, that he was gonna optimize this mission so much that we would not get the world record, and he actually succeeded.
And he did it. I didn't think he would, but I've been really busy, and I just haven't been able to put in the time to maybe actually have a chance of getting it back. So, good job to Hawes.
So. I mean, this video is only, what, like 8 seconds, maybe 9 seconds slower than the world record, so it's not like we're super far off, but like Joker said, that those little things like having full shields with the Mantis, which takes a long time to recharge, as well as not getting shot at by enemies, that makes the difference. You know, that's the 10 seconds right there. Now here, Joker, correct me if I'm wrong, you had to take out exactly 3 Banshees, you hide under that ramp, and then, so 3 in that like final wave, and then you hide in the Mantis underneath that ramp, and by doing that, you hit a checkpoint, and that basically does that activate the final sequence?
The final waves of enemies, you'll see it. They you saw an explosion in the background there, because for whatever reason, the suicide grunts, when they jump out of the Phantom, they just blow themselves up. I think it's just an error in the game being made. So, yeah, I mean, it does actually just kind of end, and you now just have to hang out to the last sequence. You're going to see me try and get this Banshee to do an extra trick. I don't remember if I get it or not, but it saves an extra 3 seconds or so if I do.
Oh, is he going to hit it? No, I don't think you're going to hit it, homie. Oh, wait, you get it, but is the door going to open at this point?
Yeah, the door's opening at this point, so.
So basically, you would just take the Banshee up through the ceiling, like right next to where Joker's standing, and you literally drive at the edge into the ceiling. In the top corner, you just drive into the ceiling, and the Banshee magically goes through the building, and then you wait for the final load, and then you fly underneath this section, and then it magically teleports you into the room to end the game.
Halo's pretty magical.
It's pretty magical, so it saves a couple seconds, and that could have been a little more time saved, but it wasn't going to be a record either way.
Yeah. This was actually the record at the time when I was doing the videos originally. I got a lot of the records before they were released, like before the first record video was released. I got a lot of these records
way before we
started
uploading.
I did this before we had I think it was right after we did the Dawn video, so it was actually a long time ago I did this video, but so at the time it was the record, but Hawes beat it, and then I wasn't able to get any time really better. then.
No. So it was world record at the time. I don't even know what we call that. Because it was, I mean, it was, but you never released it to the world.
Nope.
So no one knew.
Nope. Yeah, no one actually knew I had world record at the time for this. So.
And so if Hawes hadn't made it his mission in life to break us, then you probably still would have had it.
If I just left it alone and I did this mission last, probably would have been okay. But he was checking the leaderboards and saw that my in-game timer was faster than his. So he realized I beat his record. So
so the MCC leaderboards gave it away.
Pretty much.
All right, so basically in this last room, we just have to chill here. This button's going to go green, and then we're over in about 10 seconds. So we got one more mission coming up, midnight. And then, let's see, I might upload an E3 vlog video or two in between. We'll see. But that's it for this.
Lots of
Thanks
stuff.
for hanging out. And we'll catch you on the next one, homies.
Peace.